What up, y'all? I'm on my way home from work and I'm in traffic, so I'm gonna make quick vid. I'm gonna speak to y'all. Bro, that just blew me. The GPS told me to take an alternate route, and it made it seem like it was a shortcut, but it really wasn't no shortcut. So I'm getting off work, and let me tell y'all, man. I've said it in my last video. I said I work in the office. I work in talent acquisition. I was in marketing. I studied marketing since I was in high school, and then once I got to working in real life, I realized that I wasn't really rocking with marketing. So I made the switch into talent acquisition. So I work in talent acquisition now, which is a lot better as a coordinator. And for the most part, I don't mind what I'm doing. But there's certain things about corporate that I just hate, man. One of those things is every year you gotta set goals. Keep in mind, I'm only 2 years in. But every year you gotta set goals. And I just feel like since I've been here, it's like the first year was just goals. Cool. Now, here's the thing. Most people do not work on their goals throughout the year. Most people they realize that they never did their goals. And then when it comes towards the end of the year, then they start really trying to, do what they said that they wanted to do. And then this year, now it's goals and a development plan. So it's like having goals twice. And honestly, it's one of the things that I absolutely hate, because it's like, to be honest, I don't have any goals for work, at least. Like, I just want to do my job and come back home. I don't want to do the most to put more stuff on my plate to stress me out. So when I go back home, I'm stressed out. I'm trying to get this work done, and now I'm working weekends because I got too much on my plate and I can't get things done. And honestly, I think that's one of the parts about working in an office in a big company that is just like, bruh, 90% of people probably hate it, but I guess it's something you had to do if you want to keep the company running well and want to have people that's doing well. I guess that's why they enforce it. But a lot of times, man, I feel like we work so hard at our jobs, it's like when we come back home, we don't have no energy to do nothing else. And if you want to become an entrepreneur, you gotta work outside of your job. Like, I seen somebody post, it was like, don't just work your 9 to 5. Or it said treat your life outside of your job like a 9 to 5, something like that. And that's really what it is. Like, we gotta grind. You probably gotta treat the time that you do have outside of work like a 9 to 5. Even if they overworking you, you gotta come back home and grind. You gotta come back home and pour the type of energy that you put into your job, into yourself. And that can be hard to do because everybody needs a job. Everybody needs a job to pay their bills, to take care of their kids, to feed their family. And so it's just like all your energy be going to that. But we got to put the energies back into ourselves at the end of the day when we're exhausted after work. Bro, pay attention, bro. What type of turn is that? So many people like spend most of their lives working 40 hours a week. Now keep in mind, they say 40, but a lot of people work over 40 hours. I feel like almost anybody who works in the office, they have days every week where they're working over 8 hours, and or they may be working weekends. My last role, I was working every single weekend since I had started. So that was almost 2 years of me working weekends. And so I felt like I had no time and energy to myself. And it kind of sucks the way they've set up the system. That's really my biggest complaint with working corporate. It's like every year they want to take it a step further to where you reaching more goals. You got to write down more goals. You got to keep getting better. You got to take on more stretch projects. And you got to do all of this for the company. But what if you don't want to do that? What if you just want to do your job and go home? You just want to keep that same salary. What if you don't want a promotion? You know? Like, I don't know, man. Maybe I would look at it different if I owned a corporation. But to be honest, I know a lot of folks that work hard. For example, I think I'm one of them. I'm one of those people that work hard. Like, I literally work hard, and I don't slack off when I work. But at the end of the day, I could care less about writing down 10 more goals and doing the most just to get more stuff put on my. All right, y'all, the hard part about not having a camera and recording on my phone is that my storage always goes out. So my storage went out, so that's why it's a new clip. I'd rather not stress myself out like that. I would rather save myself the hassle. You know, even if you have a good boss, like, you still are required to hit those type of expectations of always getting better, always adding more to your plate. I don't need to add 10 more extra projects. And I feel like that's just what they always want you to do, is just add more and more and more. So, yeah. For the story, man, if you don't like your job, or if you aspire to be like an entrepreneur or do more, it's like, we don't have any choice, man. We just gotta grind it out and treat the time that we have outside of our 9 to 5 like a 9 to 5. It's just what it is, man. Hey, y'all stay safe. Ciao.